Hi everyone, welcome to Weekend Project. I'm Laura Lynn of the Mama Pop Quilt Shop and we're very happy to see you here today. We're working on UFOs. And we're not talking about aliens, we're talking about unfinished objects that we have in our quilting or sewing or craft collection that we just haven't quite finished yet. And we're doing that today. I have 3 of them to finish up. I started them as weekend projects last year. This one right here is the paisley splash. I'm putting a little cross hatching in the background. I've got one lines going first so far with following some chalk lines. And then once we get those done, we're going to make some new ones with chalk lines and then just stitch those ones out. And then I have the clamshell pillow that we did as a weekend project. And I got the pillow, the right pillow for it. I had one that was too big, so it was, and then my background fabric. And then the hexagon star little table runner that I'd like to do up for our kitchen counter. So those are my little projects that we're doing today. Hopefully you get on some of yours. I just didn't want the beginning of the year to go past the start of 2018 and not try and finish up some of these, which I didn't want to start collecting for another year. So get on it, spend a couple hours, finish up a few projects, and get them hung up. You know, I want this one to go in the bathroom. You know, we're going to redo our bathroom, so I want to make something nice for it. So make sure it's all ready. And make sure when you're doing any of these big projects, you clear off all your space in front of your machine, or you're just going to take it all out like I have already with rulers and pencils and glasses. Anything else that was possibly in the way of the first few lines is now on the floor. And I'm just using a straight stitch. I have a very subtle variegated thread in the top, but just white in the bottom. And I'm not stitching through the paisleys or the water droplets or anything else that I have stitched on here. I really want that crosshatch dimension to be in the background, like it just for it to kind of pop in the background. So I didn't sew over the elephant. I'll come right up next to it. You can take your pins out as you go so they're not in your way. They don't poke you in the finger. Okay. And then when you come right up to the elephant or the paisley or the splash or whatever it is you happen to be working on, could be some applique, some embroidery, whatever. If you just want to keep that effect still into the background, and then just come up on the other side of it. Make sure you're kind of doing a little back stitch. Tack it all in there. If it happens to get washed, you don't want all your hard work to come out. And it only takes but a moment to do a little back step. Do the hokey pokey and you turn yourself around. All right, so got a couple more lines to do, and then we'll mark the new ones. I find if you just mark you one set at a time, then as you're maneuvering it around, you're not taking all the chalk off. Okay, like I said, I wasn't stitching through the elephant, not stitching through the paisleys. And it's a quick little back stitch. Doesn't take much just to keep it in place there. Go. And then line it up. They're about 1.5 inches apart, these lines, and I used just my ruler right here and my regular old chalk pencil to make those lines. And I'll do about the same 1.5 inches on the other angle as well. Now you can choose to fill in these cross hatches too with lots of little, like you could do a continuous curve, you could do matchsticks, you could do, like there's all sorts of things you could do in those cross hatching itself, right? So if you wanted to really fill that in, it's up to you. You can put your lines closer together. It could be 1 inch, could be 3/4 of an inch. That would make it really tiny. Would puff up though. I think that'd be kind of cool. There's lots and lots that you could do. Could just put straight lines down, put a curvy line, could have just made waves. All right, so we just got a wee bit of the end of the foot here. Okay, some pins there. Pop this one out. Hopefully, I didn't want to go and just do one project, so I thought, you know what, I had a couple to finish off, so let's set them aside. May take a couple hours to, you know, completely finish them. You know, I got to get the binding on them and so on and so forth. If I want to make this into a wall hanging, how am I making it into a wall hanging? I'm going to put the pockets in already. The one behind me that I did as a birthday present for my girlfriend's dad. Sorry, one moment. Sorry about that. Customers come and go. They don't know when we film. All right, so now that we have, here, I'll show you. Get you a nice close-up for you there. That's all in the one direction, leaving the paisleys, the water splashes, and the elephant unstitched, okay? So what I did is I took this angle, was it 60? Is it the 60 I did? Which one did I do? 45. Okay, it was a 45. So I put on the stitch line because I had a pretty good inclination that my stitch line was going to be somewhat straight. So I put my 45-degree angle on that line and then drew the lines this way and then lined up and lined up and lined up, okay? So if I want this to be a diamond square-ish, I need to flop onto the other side, find my other little stitch lines, and then start making my chalk marks from edge to edge. I was trying to get up to the corner first, to do one from one end to the other, do the longest one first, and then work your lines on either side. Okay? Okay, so now you make sure you give yourself lots of room, okay? So you have lots of room to maneuver and shift, and especially when you have a nice big ruler like this, right? Sorry?
Where's your long ruler?
Oh, behind, over there. Want to grab that one? Shh, yeah, right there. Perfect. Does it have 45 on it though? Oh, perfect. Ha! There we go. That is big beast, which is 33 inches. Okay. So, oh yeah, that gets me right from the corner to corner there. So making sure this is, and my another 45 is right there. Okay. It's a 45-degree angle right there on the ruler. I'm putting that on my stitch line. Okay, if I get it right. It's weeble and a wobble. Okay, I don't want the batting. It was kind of folded over there, okay? All right, so now I have it going from corner to corner, assuming that this is a square to begin with, okay? So I want to make my mark with my chalk all the way up, of course, avoiding marking the paisleys, the water splashes, or whatever. Okay, and then come all the way up and all the way down. Okay, so that's one mark. Now I go 1.5 inches, lining up on that line that I just made. For some reason, I have a hard time seeing it on that one. It's easier to see through this one. Okay, now that I put it up on that 1.5 inch mark, I go and I mark again all those little spots. Okay, and then moving my ruler down, continue making those spots, those marks. Okay, and then again, 1.5 inches, putting that chalk mark on that 1.5 inch line. I mean, you could go through the page, whatever you like. To me, I wanted that effect to be, that cross hatching to be in the background as much as possible. Okay. That's always handy to have a couple of rulers. If you can't see the lines through one ruler. Yeah, I didn't have any issues with the yellow for some reason, but the white, I just couldn't see the clear, or through the clear for the white chalk line. Okay. And that's how this one is going to go. I'm going to finish up that one pretty easy in this manner. Just doing a little cross hatching on it. Okay. All right. On the line. Up there, yep. And then when it comes to the edges, it's pretty easy because you're just pretty much drawing a nice straight line across. Okay, and then scoot it up to 1.5 inches. Don't be so vicious with the chalk. Maybe a little bit more gentle with the chalk. Sometimes I don't know my own strength. Okay, put that there. Up to the side here. So now we got lines marked in one direction. Okay, one direction there. Now we're gonna, I'm not talking about the band. We just want to mark in the other direction from the halfway point on. Okay. Okay, we're almost there, and then we'll sew these down. Sew all these lines. Yeah, it's gonna take some time, but we'll get it done. Okay. That would not show up as much as I was anticipating. There we go. Okay. It's a bit better. Right there. Okay, and that was just elephant foot there. And then there's this one to be nice and easy because we can just do quite a few just nice straight lines without having to worry about anything in the way. Okay, 1.5 inches. And hopefully you get it kind of busting some UFOs on your side. And I'd like to see some of your before and afters. And I've like probably about 6 or 7 things that need binding. It always needs that. A couple quilts we finished up. Our little projects here and there. Okay, now that has been all marked in its other direction, okay, just like that. You can see it's only been stitched in the one, okay, and that's going to make it really pop. Like I say, you can have smaller hatching if you wanted. You know, it's up to you. And I prefer to go from the center and work my way out. Okay, so I'll start off with the longest one first. Not stitching through the paisley. Hopefully you guys have had a chance to check out Pop's Tech Talk that was on Thursday night. He's clicked out via arches and lines a moose, and it looked fabulous. We're hoping to get it to stitch out on Long Arm Wednesday, so you can see what it looks like, and then maybe I can add some moosey fur or something like that and turn it into a wall hanging. Why not? And if it turns out fantastic, maybe we'll give it away. No, he says. I give everything away. I'm a giver. All right. Now you can work your way to the left or the right, whatever's easier for you, because I don't want so much more bulk in the neck of the machine. I'm going to go this way. So just kind of putter on down. You could use a very complementary thread to the background, or you can use an accenting thread. You know, it's completely up to you. I was thinking white, and I thought, no, I had this kind of variegated color here, so I'll use that. Actually, I brought it for demo night when it was at the guild meeting, so when I could do the free motion, you could see what it looked like with the variegated thread. Okay, so that's a big gap for the elephant there. Sorry. Oh, is my bobbin getting low? Sounds like it. Do keep puttering along. Just to the bottom mouth of the elephant. And then just under that to the chest. And then a little bit in between the feet. This is a great way to finish off something you maybe didn't know how to finish off. You know what I mean? You had something, you know, wasn't quite big enough for a quilt, but was a wall hanging, or you wanted to turn into a pillow. You could do the same thing and still make a pillow out of it. That would be fantastic. Think of all that texture and fun feel to it, you know, as a pillow and stuff. All right, so so I can move on to the next project. You can see I am finished this off, and I will put it in the photos. So, but you know, I could be here for another 20 minutes just finishing this off. So that's how it's going to look. Check out the cross in the back. Doesn't it look beautiful? Okay, and then I'm probably just going to bind it with white. I think that would look not necessarily this, but I just think, you know, a nice white would frame it all up, and then put a little pockets, corner pockets in the back, and that one would be all finished. Okay, so for the next one here, I'm okay with the thread. It doesn't matter. It's not going to be very visible on this one. So my clamshells, I'd never done curves before, so this was a big learning experience for me, and I don't know if I do a huge quilt, maybe a baby quilt and another wall hanging, but for my first try, I thought I'd shoot for a pillow. So I really loved it. I like the colors that all came together with it. It's got a nice little funky theme, and we were going to put it on our bed just as like a, you know, nice little colored accent pillow. So it measures approximately, okay, 22 by 20 and a half. Okay. So because I want this to be a tuck pillow in the back, so I can take this off and wash it if it needs to get washed or whatever, I wanted to be able to, I didn't want it to seal it all in. I could have made just, you know, make a cover, make a hole, squish the pillow in, stitch up the hole, and you're done. So, but I want to make sure that I have the 2 layers to go back and forth. So I'm going to put the right sides together. I chose this very, very neutral tan with a little bit of dark and light spots in it with some polka dots. And I chose one to be 20 inches long and 17 or 20, yeah, I think it was 20 and a half by 17 and 20 and a half by 15. And then that made sure when I had them lined up on the outside edges that there was lots in here to overlap. So that you want to make sure you give yourself a nice little hem on the inside there, a nice little hem on the outside there, and then when you end up flipping the pillow in between these 2 spots, you know, it looks good. So we're going to sew a little fold over stitch on this side. I don't think I said, it doesn't really matter about the thread. I'm just doing a little tuck and fold. It's about maybe 3/4 of an inch. Okay. Lost some of the chalk. And this is super easy. Then you just kind of pin those 2 right sides together once you get the other side like this done. So all the way around and tuck your pillow in. So I don't know why, you know, you can tell, I think I did this probably spring. I think it was springtime. It's actually Pop's idea. He was looking at it in a magazine. He goes, "Oh, that looks pretty cool." And I'm like, "All right, let's do it as a weekend project." So, and it turned out well. I really liked it. So, like I said, I may not do a huge quilt, but, you know, a nice baby one in some really funky colors or really primary colors, or like an I Spy. That would make a great I Spy quilt with each little, I don't know, clamshell, a different bit of fabric. I think so. All right, so like I said, about 3/4 of an inch tuck on the underside, and then fold it over at the top. I left lots for overlapping. I didn't want a gap. Didn't want a gap between the backs where you're tucking the pillow in. And this is just a super easy pillow. Okay, all right, now we take the 2 right sides together. Okay, right here. And right here, put the short side in and then the long side over top. Okay, and then you're going to do some pinning. I have lots here. Okay. Pin in the corners. Want to make sure you get those corners. Okay. And then the middle. And because you're leaving this center part open, you sew all the way around. All four edges. You're not leaving anything open because you have this center open, right? That's why when you have the two bits of fabric, that gives you that option to be able to remove this from its casing. And you can mix it up. If you want different pillows, covers, well, anyways, pillows, it's over there. But different pillow covers for it, you can. Making one for Christmas and one for, summer or whatever. It's just going to be the one. I'm not making 12. Monthly pillows. And there's lots of gap overlapping here. Okay, and should be able to get my pillow in there. I'm hoping. If not, well, it's always seam rippers, my best friend. It was the other day. The wall hanging behind me. I forgot an H. I forgot the middle H, and then I was crying, and yeah, I actually cried real tears in the river. I was very disappointed with myself. One of those things, Spell check. Yeah, I spell checked. I forgot the H. I forgot the second H. Oh, that's okay. Thank goodness to one of our lovely viewers who spotted it for me before I made a real fool out of myself. So thank you very, very much for that, because I would have been such Thorkies. So anyways, okay, so I pinned it all around, and you can see where the two have overlapped, okay? And that's going to give me my nice pocket to tuck it in, making sure everybody is nice and straight. Make sure all the pins are on the outside. You don't have any hiding on the inside. That's when your needle snaps. Okay. I think everybody's out in the vision. Okay. Now, like I said, all the way around. And now this is where you can give yourself a little bit more than a 1/4 inch seam allowance. Just making sure you have all those seams in, because this is covered in 2 layers of batting and then an outside fabric. So that's what I put on the back of this, okay? But you want to make sure everybody's getting stitched down. You can nip your corners. And then make sure you're not coming like a 1/4 inch away. You're coming a little bit more than a 1/4 inch. Like you're giving yourself, say a chubby 1/4 inch. Don't sew over your pins. I know some people say, oh, it's okay, or, sew next to it, and I don't know. I've broken a few needles that way, so I'm very leery. All right, now just make sure you're lifting your foot up when you pivot. Make sure your needle is down so that you're not losing your place at all, and you don't have to reset. Okay. We're almost there, and we're done with the second project. Now I'll show you how I was going to start the third, and then you know what I'll be up to for the rest of the day. Yesterday was a PA day, and Pop took the day off, so at least we got to spend some time together. Come a little closer. I had a hard time finding his live stream the other day, but hopefully you get a chance to go and watch it and hopefully learn something. And it's about Creative Studios 7 software. And that's how he created the beautiful beaver, the fox, and the fox paw print itself was via that software. So or software like it. Okay, now pivot up. One little bit here to go, and then we are done. And hopefully it fits on our pillow. Fingers crossed. Okay, got my scissors to nip my corners. Okay. Probably should check if it fit first before I nipped, but you know, I'm dangerous. Live dangerously. Okay, now take these, put them out. Okay. All right, hopefully I got everybody all the way around. This is a good chance to check your seams. Make sure you're not seeing any batting if I didn't come close enough. You know, maybe I didn't have it pinned all the way correctly. Poke out your corners, make sure they're all sealed up. There's no little anything exposed, or, you know, you got them all. Everybody's kind of like in the pool, as I say. Everybody's in the pool. All right, so there we go. There's that cover. Now let's see if my pillow fits in it. Take my little sticker off. This is a 20 times 20 pillow. And if you want to know what that means, it doesn't mean from, it means from edge to edge is 20. If you were kind of going across, you would be looking at, I don't know, 35, 36 or something like that. So that's what it means, is by, you know, size-wise. Okay, so now we take this and hopefully, without too much fuss and muss, get it in there. And cross my fingers. It fits. Okay, I tucked in the long side first, and then I'm shoving the corner in on the short sides underneath. Okay. And then straighten out the back. I think that's all right. There. Perfect. Look good? I love it. Awesome. Yay. Cuddles later. Okay, now, project number 3. Because you know how I'm going to finish number 1. That's number 2. Done. Woo! Feel like something's off my shoulders. Okay, and this one right here, just with the hexagon stars, this was a very cute and easy pattern. I used my Quilt cutter to make all the hexagons. And actually, if you notice on the weekend project when we started the pink and brown bear paw, scrappy one, this was a bit of the fabric, and actually that's what was missing from this, was the hexagon. So what I'm actually going to do is just stitch in the ditch all the way around, just highlight it. That's it. That's how I'm doing this one. And then for the binding, I have a bit more of this cream, and that's how I'm going to finish it with that. So, but I don't want my variegated thread for that. This is where you get a chance to look at it. Hopefully you can see that there. And I will switch it out for just plain white. And that's also in the bobbin. Okay. Oh, something didn't like that. I could tell there was some interesting resistance right away, and that's not what's supposed to be there. Oh, I don't want that sticker on there either. Well, okay, so when you have to load a thread on your machine, what do you do with the top sticker? Because I just put them on the side of my desk, and then I realized I get a collection. I don't want them anymore because I don't want the stickiness on the spool holder. You know what I mean? The stickiness of the sticker. So what do people, you peel them off right away? Because you'll see some, if it goes in fine and it holds it there is good, but then I end up peeling off the other one all the time. So, okay, so put that down. That's changed thread. And I'm just going to go from one end to the next, but try my best. This is where you can do a decorative stitch. You could do a zigzag. You could do some, you know, funky feety step, you know, stitch, whatever. I'm just going to do a straight stitch. But try and practice and keep that right in the ditch. And then I can finally finish this and put it on my kitchen island. That space where we were making butter tarts on Christmas Eve. That was so much fun. Live streaming butter tarts. That's the last time we've had butter tarts. I want to try and do as many straight lines as possible. I don't want to keep angling and cutting threads and so on and so forth. Like, think about it. Think about what you got to do, how you got to get there, and the steps in between, okay? And you will get your projects done in no time at all if you put just a little extra thought. Get rid of, start nipping into that funky looking bag you've had in the closet for a couple of years now and not sure what to do with it. Get her finished. May take you a couple weekends, but you'd be so happy that we got it done. All right, so that's the 2 lines in this direction. And now what I'd like to do is probably just follow the lines in this direction, like that bit of an angle. A little intersection there where all those little 4 corners are meeting. Yeah, so that is my UFO day. That's what's going on. Need to feel like I'm getting something accomplished before February starts of what I did last year. And if you're interested in any one of these videos, go look them up. Had a lot of fun. In fact, I think today is the celebratory pretty much 2 years on YouTube. So 2 years. 2 years yesterday? Probably. I think 2 years yesterday. But nonetheless, pretty good since we'd uploaded our first video. This is such a cute pattern, especially if you like hexagons and don't want to sew them all together that way. You add the little corners off of them and it makes so much easier for them to come together as a whole pattern. And you're not missing out on that hexagon feel or that hexagon look that you're looking for, right? It kind of showcases each one like a little star, so hence the hexagon star. Would make a great scrap buster as well as an I Spy, you know, like the clamshell. If you want to showcase different fabrics, or if you only have like 2 or 3 fabrics or something like that, that would still be pretty cool. Especially if you kept the background the same color, and then the hexagons a couple of different colors. Okay, so we've done and over here. Okay, I just had to flip around because I didn't want so much bulk underneath the neck of my machine. If I can control the bulk, keep it over here. As much, I have all this space on the side of my table here. Yeah, so that's how that's going. See, you can see the back side there. Oh, minus the little black thread there. There. So that's how that's going. A little bit more, plugging away at my UFOs. And then I'll feel like I actually got something done today. And looking forward to tomorrow when we're working on more of the bear paw pink and brown. Having so much fun. Thinking of measurements, my initial thought was going to be 25, 5 across and 5 down. That's really big. That's like really big. I have 6 blocks on the wall behind me, and that's a lot. So we may switch it to 16, 4 rows by 4, and then and go that way. Because I still have sashing to add. I can't, you know, it can't be bigger than what I can quilt on the long arm. Other than that, it'd turn up to be a UFO, and I don't want that. I want them started, you know, finished, and then quilted and finished. You know, that was the point of all these scrappy collection quilts that's going on in 2018. My friend Janice said she was going to sneak by some pinks and browns that she has from her collection that she, you know, doesn't really need or want anymore. And I'm very happy and honored for them to go into the quilt. So I can't wait to get those. All right, and then just one more line. And I think, you know, pretty much, oops, I hit the thread button. Pretty much done. Done. All right. And then, like I said, this one, I have more of the cream, so I will put that as the binding. And for these sort of small projects, I just do the flip and stitch. That's exactly what I did on this beautiful wall hanging behind me. I did the little flange here first, stitched it down, and then sewed the black to the back, and then flipped it to the front, and then stitched it down again. So it really kind of accented the whole piece. It was a great little project to do that sort of extra binding on, or that extra colorful, the 2 layers. So that's a great project to try it on as like a little wall hanging, a table runner, anything like that. You want to add a little extra, you know, this one get a little yellow and a little cream or something like that would look awesome. All right, so there's the shapes in the background there. Okay. I like it. You could quilt inside these if you wanted to, maybe do some McTavishing, even just, you know, filling in the cream colored with just circles. It doesn't really matter. So, but I like the way it's turned out, and I'll bind it up and, you know, see them all when they're done. So hopefully look for pictures at the end. Okay. So take care, everybody. Have a fantastic day, and we'll see you tomorrow on the live stream. All right. See, to show you all my projects. See, not just sitting around twiddling my thumbs, people. I'm working. Have a great day, everybody. Bye-bye.